Old J Beebs fucking slaps.
There's drilling. There's gonna be drilling in every video probably from here on out because they have announced a construction project in my building and apparently they lied and they work on weekends. If you hear drilling, no you don't. We're back with another round of Am I the A-hole? Probably, but maybe not. We will see. We'll be the judge. Am I the a-hole for getting a pregnancy craving during a party? Okay, I don't even understand how this could make you an a-hole, but we will find out. I, 29 female, am pregnant with my boyfriend Sam, 32. Sam and I went to a party for his family. No momentous occasional, just a normal family get-together. During my pregnancy, I've had intense cravings. I have intense cravings and I'm not even pregnant. While we were at a party, I told Sam I was craving a slushie. About 30 minutes away. We had just arrived about 20 minutes prior. He said to give him a little while and we would go to get one. After about 30 more minutes, I said it again to Sam. He said, fine, get in the car. On our way there, we got into an argument and he thinks the craving could have waited a couple of hours. He's now mad at me. We have to leave the party early. We see his family 2 to 3 times a month, sometimes more, and I don't think it's a big deal to leave when I have a craving. Am I the a-hole? Okay, now I understand. So obviously I've never been pregnant. I don't know what that's like to have like a very intense craving. So from the outside, I'm looking in being like, surely you could have got your slushie on the way home in a few hours. But I don't know, because I've never been pregnant. Like, I don't know what that feels like and that amount of hormones and intensity. So, pregno people out there, pregno. That's prego is what I meant to say, pregno. Let me know. I'm thinking you're kind of an a-hole, but that is because I don't know that perspective, so let me know. Am I the a-hole for not getting my wife anything on Mother's Day? I'm gonna go with a-hole. But we need to read the story. I, 34 male, did not buy or get anything for my wife on Mother's Day, and let me explain why, okay? The floor is yours. My wife and her friend planned a trip to the beach for 4 days, which fell on Mother's Day. So I thought to myself that since I'm watching the kids while she's gone, that would count as a gift since she wouldn't be here to celebrate that day and would get home that night on Mother's Day. She gets home and realizes that I didn't do anything for her and later tells me that she is upset and message was received loud and clear. I tried to explain my reasoning and thought process, but she didn't agree. So am I the a-hole? I'm just trying to understand. So your gift to her was simply by being a dad and watching the kids when mom's away, which you should do all the time. No? Like, isn't that just being a parent? Like, that's not like going above and beyond. Mom's going out of town, so dad, you're in charge. I have a feeling a lot of moms out there are gonna be pissed with this one. Am I the a-hole for telling my best friend his girlfriend is disgusting? Well, I don't know if there's a nice way to actually be serious and call anyone disgusting. Like, I don't know if there's any nice way of saying that. Like, how would you not be an a-hole in this? But hey, there's more to the situation. So I, 22 female, have been friends with Danny, 22 male, since high school, and he recently moved in with his current girlfriend Lucy, 22 female. They had a housewarming party on Friday and Lucy spent most of the night dancing with her own friends who are very like her, excitable, extroverted, whatever, and dragging Danny away from his conversations with us, his friends, to dance, even though he is more like us, introverted, not party animals. Later, Danny was being quiet, so I asked if he was okay, and he said just tired, but he just kept watching Lucy dancing and then said something in her ear the next time she came over, and she just shook her head and laughed at him. After she went back to her friends, I asked if it was bothering him how she was behaving, and he asked me to explain. I mentioned the attention-seeking dancing and the fact she was wearing something really revealing even though other guys were at this party. Danny said it didn't bother him, then sat like with a moody face. At the end of the night, Lucy sat down with us and started chatting nonstop about how amazing the party had been. I pointed out jokingly, Danny obviously wasn't enjoying himself since he looked miserable, and Danny told her I was worried he was jealous because of her outfit. Lucy ruffled his hair, which he hates, and said he was quiet because he loved her outfit so much he couldn't wait for all of us to leave so he could drag her to bed. I thought that was completely inappropriate. Oh, and said to Danny in that case I'd leave if she was going to be disgusting. Oh, and Lucy just laughed at me, so I did leave. Today Danny has messaged me saying Lucy wants an apology before I'm allowed back at their home. But when I asked if Lucy will apologize for making me uncomfortable, he said no, she doesn't have anything to be sorry about. I was genuinely only worried about my friend, but admit I could have just left without calling her disgusting. So am I the a-hole? Yep. And girl, I don't know, I'm getting some real sketchy vibes here. I don't think you should be that concerned about what your friend's girlfriend is wearing. He's the one dating her. It's her body. She can wear whatever the hell she wants. It's their relationship. That's between them. I'm getting sketchy vibes. And to me, that little joke was, oh, he just thinks I'm so good. Like, I don't know. I actually kind of loved the vibe. I loved the sass of like, no, he just thinks I'm so hot. If he has a problem with her outfit, whatever, that is between them. Sketchy vibes. I'm calling it red flags, toxic vibes here. To call her disgusting because she made that joke, I don't agree with that. I thought it was really funny. I'd probably say something similar, to be honest. Am I the a-hole for smoking marijuana on my deck? Can I say weed? I don't even know if I can say marijuana. So I'm trying to say it with a funny voice so that YouTube doesn't pick it up. Mary Jane? Let's call it Mary Jane. Let's call it green. What do the kids call it? I, male 24, live next to this couple with 2 kids. My deck is pretty close to their backyard and it started to become an issue. I sometimes smoke the green after I get home from work to unwind and deal with some anxiety. My neighbors have started to complain to me about it. A month ago, the husband knocked on my door and told me to stop doing it on my deck. I told him it's quite literally the only place I can do it. He then told me he doesn't feel safe letting his kids play in the backyard until I stop smoking and that he doesn't want his kids to play in the backyard if he catches a whiff of it. I said sorry, but I won't stop and that I'm well within my rights to do it. I told him I'll avoid smoking if I see his kids outside. That's nice of you. I also said I don't complain when him and his friends drink in their backyard and get really loud at late hours. He threatened to get the police involved and I invited him to do so because, like I said, I was well within my rights too. He ended up filing a complaint with the HOA and they sided with me and told him it's perfectly legal to do so. His wife came up to my house yesterday and kindly asked me to stop and said it drives him nuts when he looks out the window and sees me do it. I told her I'm really sorry, but it's none of his business. I feel bad that what I'm doing is driving him nuts, but I feel like I'm doing nothing wrong. Am I the a-hole? No, I'm marking this one not an a-hole. That is your property. You have every right to do that. I do appreciate though that if you see the kids outside that you would stop or not do it. I appreciate that effort. I think that's a nice little compromise. But your house, your property, your legal rights, apparently is what you said. So no, that doesn't make you an a-hole. I think we can just be considerate and move on. Am I the a-hole for getting annoyed at my wife for having no nappies in the nappy bag? Yep. I'm already calling this one for every mom out there. Oh, I have a feeling this one's gonna piss people off. So I, male 35, took the baby out, female who's 2, so she's a little 2-year-old girl, out the other day while my wife, 35, sorry, was at work. I am prepared for several hours out of the house, snack, juice, books. Don't mess with duck, which I highly recommend. I grab the nappy bag, throw it in the pram, and leave. We go to the pub for a spot for lunch. We read a story. I drink some of my pint, and then the baby poos. So you took your 2-year-old to a pub and you're having a beer? All right. No problem. I threw the nappy bag into the pram. I go through said bag and there are no nappies. It's 21 Celsius outside. She's in a dress and I've promised the park. I am panicking. There are trousers in the bag. Do I just bang them on and style it out? Do we sack off the park and go home? Don't just deal with that meltdown? Luckily, the pub had nappies in the changing room and I bang her in some tight-fitting neonatal nappies and we head for the park. When I get home, my wife gets annoyed at me for not checking the bag before leaving. My standpoint, if you use the last nappy, you should replenish the bag and the nappy bag is a grab bag. She thinks I am the a-hole for not checking. I think she is the a-hole for not replenishing the nappy supply in the bag when she uses the last one. So Reddit, am I the a-hole? Honestly, I don't think anyone's an a-hole here. This seems really ridiculous to me. Now that I hear the whole story, it's like, okay, I understand if you use the last one, fill it back up. But I also understand you're grabbing the bag for a day, do a quick peek. Takes 2 seconds. Make sure you got everything you need to be a parent to the child that day. I see both. I don't see this as needing to type this up on Reddit. I think you guys are gonna be fine. You know, maybe let's agree. Replenish when you're done. I'm sorry I forgot. Let's check the bag before we head out the door. Am I the a-hole for not letting my girlfriend wear a bikini in front of my family? Ooh, interesting. Not letting my girlfriend? Just that phrase in itself really pisses me off. Not letting? Oh, I'm sorry. When did you become my parent? So me, 26 male, and my girlfriend, 22 female, have been dating for around 2 years now. We have had our ups and downs, but overall we have a great relationship and I definitely see a future together. We really love and respect each other and connect well, but the thing is, we come from different backgrounds. Oh, there's a bigger story here. I come from a Muslim background. I'm not that religious though, and she is white. However, we have still made it work and our similarities are much more than our differences. Now my girlfriend does like wearing a bit short clothing when we go out and about, which used to bother me at first and made me uncomfortable, and we did have a few minor fights over it, but eventually I came to terms with it. However, recently an embarrassing situation happened. There was a pool party at my cousin's house and my parents were there too. I had recently introduced my girlfriend to my parents as well, so this was a good time for her to meet family and relatives. I specifically told her, please pack something more on the modest side as my family would be there and most women usually don't wear such revealing stuff in our culture. She didn't give much of a response and just nodded. But what did I see in the pool? Her wearing a 2-piece bikini with kind of cheeky bottoms too. Even 1 piece would have been more better, but nah, she went all in this time. She was probably the one that dressed the most immodestly. No one said anything, but afterwards I was so embarrassed I couldn't show my face to my parents and all. I did talk to her about it and scolded her a bit, and she told me she can wear whatever the hell she wants, whenever she wants. I couldn't say anything afterwards. We've been quiet to each other for a while, but slowly making up now. Am I the a-hole? I think you guys just have a huge cultural difference in your individual lives, which is probably going to affect your relationship if you guys can't get on the same page. So I don't like the phrase not letting my girlfriend. She clearly doesn't. She's the type of person to say, I'm gonna wear whatever the hell I want, but I understand that your culture, that could seem disrespectful. So y'all need to get on the same page if this is gonna be a long-term thing. Am I the a-hole for taking up 2 seats on a bus? I ride the bus because I can't afford a car, insurance, gas. Totally get it. I'm 19 female and live in the US for context. A couple of days ago, I was on the bus that wasn't that busy. Not empty, but there were multiple unused seats and no one had to stand. I had just gone shopping and had heavy bags that were hard to carry and hardly fit in front of my legs. So I sit in one seat and I placed my bags on the seat next to me, essentially taking up 2 seats on my own. Since it wasn't crowded when I got on, I didn't see it as an issue, and like I said, the bags were super heavy and hurt to carry, so I wanted to set them down. The bus ride was kind of long, and as it went on, more and more people got on the bus. It eventually got pretty crowded to a point where some people had to stand up. I didn't ever move my bag or offer my seat to anyone. I hate people like this. In my experience, most people don't want to sit next to strangers anyway. No one does, but we have to ride the bus with strangers. And a lot of the time, people will end up standing instead of sitting in an empty seat next to someone they don't know. That's not true. Also, no one said anything to me. At the last stop ended at the bus station where pretty much everyone was getting off. Someone passive-aggressively told me, you could have moved your bag and not been inconsiderate and rude. Everyone wants to sit, not just you, or something along those lines. I didn't really respond because I didn't know what to say. The person who said that never asked me to move my stuff, and if they did, I probably would have. So they have to ask you? So I don't understand how I was being rude. They could have asked during the ride instead of insulting me after it was already done. Buses are also generally first come, first serve, so I think my behavior was normal. Am I the a-hole? Oh my God, everyone in Toronto would totally say you're an a-hole. Oh my God, are you kidding me? I don't know where you're getting this assumption that we would rather stand than sit next to a stranger. You think I go on a bus with the intentions of I'm gonna know every person on this bus? No, I know I'm going onto a bus every single day with strangers. No, I don't want to stand. I would rather sit. To me, it's common sense. It's common courtesy. Don't block a seat. You don't know what someone's going through. They need to sit, even if they just want to sit. Remove your bags. Put them on the floor. Even if they don't fit, put them next to you. Put them on the floor. Put them on your lap. Nah, I don't agree with that. All right, guys, this is Am I the A-hole? Do you want to play another round? Let me know. Stay classy out there, though. Stay sassy, and don't take up more than one seat if you don't actually need to. PSA.